Everything we've done so far is all good and well, but really now you want to get down to what is the website going to be? What is the sitemap? How many pages? In fact, does it even need those pages? So when your client starts to say to you, well, I want 4 or 5 pages, question them and challenge them on the point of it. You want a testimonial page, but you've only got 2 testimonials. When will you have 5? Oh, it might take a few months. Right, how about we do your testimonial page later, but stick your testimonial at the bottom of page 1 on your homepage. Put it at the bottom. You haven't got enough to justify a testimonial page. Start thinking about the pages. What's the point of the page and what will go on the page? Is there too much? Does it need splitting? Is there too little? Does it need padding out? Images alone can be quite good at padding things out with very little words. But even then, does it really need that page? Sometimes when I go to websites and there's like 15 pages with no real need for it, because the content's like that, you sort of go, well, that wasn't very well thought out. You just meant I've got to click to go and look at stuff I could have looked at on one page. Now, here's a great website you could use to help you with your sitemap. I just tend to use pen and paper, I'll be really honest, but you could use octopus.do. This is free to use. I could go over here and hit plus. I could hit plus down here as well. I could start to add in contents and blocks. And look, I can even go, whoa, let's just go for something like this. I can start to lay out the pages. I can start to lay out sub pages as well, and where are things going to sit. So it's a useful way of doing things if you want to do it in a graphical representation way. I mean, it does take a bit of time, hence the reason why I tend to use just pen and paper, because I can just do it, scribble it down, cross it out, change it as I go along, and very quickly photograph and email it or WhatsApp it to my client and go, what do you think of this? If you want to go down the formal route with a graphical representation of the sitemap, fine, go ahead and do that. But pen and paper is absolutely fine. But what I'm trying to get across is you need to understand the pages, the point of the page, and what is the content going on that page. So is it going to be loads of images? Right, now you know you need 6 or 7 images. By the way, if you know a page needs 5 images, try and get 2 more than you need, because there's always a chance that some of the images don't work. The wrong color, the wrong orientation, just something about it that doesn't fully work. So don't be afraid of saying to the client, you need 20 images, say you want 25, 26. So you can flex and move things around a bit. What you also want to be considering, though, is the full layout of the page. So we discussed it the other previous video about competitor websites. What you want to now be doing is kind of drawing that out. Now, some people use Adobe XD, Figma, and Canva or other bits of software and kits. Totally fine to do that. I prefer to use pen and paper. And what I mean by that is I will go, right, we'll have the header and I'll draw a rectangle maybe if it's going to be a rectangle. Where does the logo go? Will there be social icons? Where does the menu go? And will there be a hero banner, or will there be a bunch of text or an image, or what are we doing here? And I'll draw it out. And it just is a sketch. It's nothing fancy. If I want to add color, with a bit of a pen or whatever, I'll do that. So if I want to add, shading or whatever, I'll do that. Or not. Will there be services boxes, call to actions, testimonial? What are you doing? And the reason why I do pen and paper is because I can very quickly chop and change it. I can very equally take a photo and send it to a client. You can flex and mix things around. It's a lot easier. In fact, the client can very quickly draw and scribble down, what about if we did this instead? That's fine. And the other great thing about pen and paper wireframes is it's fluid. It allows me to be agile. So it's not pixel perfect, is it? You're not going to copy that pen and paper drawing with scraggly lines. So when I'm building it, it looked good on pen and paper, but when you build it, it's like when you lay out your room or your garden, you draw things out, and when you actually do it, you go, we need to move that there. We need to change this. The same with web design. I don't like pixel perfect designs because it might look good there, but the minute you build it, The minute you add some animation, the minute you do something where that button is now interactive, all of a sudden that very flat design looks a bit flat. And you need to swap things around or change things. Pixel perfect designs can restrict creativity, I find. So I feel like a pen and paper design can really help you out, okay? And you can get easy sign off and then you can get going with building the website. I hope that helps.